and welcome to another episode of Good Luggage. This has been a long-awaited episode, and I know you've been waiting a long time for another episode, so I apologise for that. On this episode, we are going to do exactly as the title says. Who is Washme.ie? Washme.ie was founded by Pascal Frommenwiler. I hope I pronounced your name right there, Pascal. Pascal was one of the first people that initially, when I was setting up the channel, he was one of the first people that got in touch with me to wish me, I suppose, the best of luck and success with whatever I got up to. To me, Pascal as well, or Washme.ie, it's always given that persona, a bit like sort of Daft Punk or Deadmau5. I don't know if some of you are aware of that, but the musicians or bands, they always had a helmet on and you never actually saw their face or knew exactly who they were. So to me, this is kind of a little bit like what Pascal is like. So I've only ever talked to him through Facebook or text or whatever it is. I've never actually spoken to him. I've never actually seen him or anything like that. So I'm taking the opportunity now to take a spin down to Pascal to meet him, and I suppose let you guys all hear exactly how he came from being a small-time retailer online to one of Ireland's premier detailing stores. So he's based in Ballincollig, County Cork. He has a number of premium brands there in his store as well. Products including Auto-glym, Bilt Hamber, Stjarnagloss, Labocosmetica, etc, etc. Yeah, let's take the opportunity to meet Pascal, see inside his new shop, hear a little bit more about why Washme.ie was started in the first place. Finally made it. Let's go and see if he's in here. Hello, hello.
Bloody hell, you're tall. You made it down.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, good. How are you keeping?
Good.
We made it, eventually.
Yes. Are you by yourself?
Yeah, thank God.
It's a wedding.
I have a little bit of a break now, so finally we get to meet Pascal, who we've never actually probably seen
You guys
before.
know.
I don't think anybody's actually ever seen you, so we were kind of saying on the
Face reveal.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the first moment we've actually seen Pascal, I think. So yeah. Anyway, listen, we're going to go and get some mics and stuff like that, and we'll be back to you in a second then.
Well, I started off at home a few years ago, but yeah, having worked in IT for many, many years here down in Cork, resigned then just before the lockdown and spent some quality time with my son, and then was asked if I would start selling Auto-glym on the internet, because I know the internet fairly well, so I'll give it a go. Out of my house, with bottles literally everywhere, shed obviously, office, bedroom, under the bed, guest bedroom, cupboards in the kitchen, so the better half got a bit annoyed of it, especially when I then started to take on Bilt Hamber and some other brands and bits. Moved then into a little unit, still in Ballincollig, for doing online only. And click and collect, but I was at the door. And size-wise, it was literally like a fourth of whatever you see here. So starting off Auto-glym purely, and that's my Auto-glym corner here. I guess what differentiates me the most from anyone else on this island is I stock every single Auto-glym product, single one. And I'm generally also the first ones to have it in stock, and I go to some extent to make sure that I'm the first one. But yeah, every single product that Auto-glym produces I have in stock. This is a broad collection of it. I do have more in the back, especially the 25 liters, etc., and 200 liter drums in general. But yeah, that's how it started with Auto-glym.
And then following on from that, then you obviously moved on forward and got a couple of more brands. So where did you go from Auto-glym then?
Auto-glym, I guess the next brand was Bilt Hamber. That was one of the most requested brands from the very start. Hey, why don't you do Bilt Hamber? I've heard of Bilt Hamber before, but growing up on mainland Europe, British products weren't really a part of Auto-glym. British products weren't really a thing. I've read about Bilt Hamber, watched a few YouTube videos like John.
I think he's actually one that I think he's the main man for Bilt Hamber, yes, on the online YouTube things anyway. Like so, yeah.
Yes. And I decided then to stock just the main bits like Autoform, the shampoo, auto wash, all the wheel cleaner, Corosol, Surfax, etc. Initially, Went on with the rust bits as well, Diox and the Dynax bits, as well with the clay bars that are brilliant. And again, in general, very, very good priced for what the products do. Nothing fancy about it, like no scent, no colors, nothing, just little like pharmacy products. They do a job very well, which is their main point. And very happy to be the only one in Munster having Bilt Hamber.
So you started out with, it was all Auto-glym and Bilt Hamber from an online point of view. That's where you started with then.
Online only, yes.
So on initial startup, you got two good brands to start with. How did your business grow from, I suppose, being at home in your back room or your kitchen or your upstairs bedrooms or whatever it is, storing all the products? Where did it go from there? How did your business grow from there then?
So obviously the demand for more products was there, not only chemicals but hardware as well, like sponges and whatever, mitts, cloth, etc. And that's where you run out of space very, very quickly. So obviously then having the better half at home complaining about bottles in the kitchen, moved into a small little unit just to overcome first of all the space issues at home and also stock issues. Like you can stock 15 bottles, you're limited to 3-4. Was contacted then by Peter at OCD asking if I would be interested to go over with ADBL. Again, having very good contacts to mainland Europe, I've heard of ADBL, tried out a few bits, and has been a success, frankly. I mean, Peter does a very good job in promoting the brand, but it's all very similar to Auto-glym in regards to usage. Very easy. Like there's nothing really that you can do wrong unless you do something stupid. Very good experience, which I am fairly an advocate for. Something, the experience needs to be nice with the products, that we go into more products then later on, but very good priced, and again the chemicals do what it says on the tin, frankly. Design wise they look nice as well, especially now the newer bits here with the see-through bottles, etc. Yeah, and very good range.
I suppose it was in that order, wasn't it? Auto-glym, Bilt Hamber, ADBL.
ADBL, yes.
Where did we go from there? Where did it boom?
So I was looking then at more of premium bits. I'm not saying they're bad, the rest what I had, but more premium. Didn't want to generally looking outside the UK. And having known a brand called Mafra from when I was young, 20 odd years ago, washing my own cars, they're very different than they do now. I looked at Mafra and noticed they have released a few years ago a brand called Labocosmetica, and which I then tested over half a year before deciding to stock them. And it has in general been a game changer to many, not only car enthusiasts, but also businesses and professional detailers up in mostly Dublin and Cork. Generally the products are incredible. Scent-wise, performance, ease of use, yes and no. In general, it's to be diluted, which is not everyone's bit, especially when you're getting messages here, what does 1 to 10 mean and stuff like that. But yeah, generally, Labocosmetica is one of the very, very few brands on the market that do innovate and not just simply copy and whatever else is doing. Like the latest product took Glico, an acid-based interior cleaner where everyone's was hey, acid, please don't. But it's a glucose acid that you find in creams, for example, in Nivea and whatnot. And has again shown that if you innovate, you're usually ahead of the pack, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it definitely has changed the market as regards, you know, quality over quantity.
Yes.
I suppose, you know, I think that's the big deal, that people, unless they've tried it, they don't actually fully understand why the fact that this is a completely premium product.
Yes.
But it actually works.
And I think that's now the advantage of having in a walk-in shop like this. It's very difficult to explain people online why this might be better for certain people than something else. What you see online is the shampoo is €15 and the shampoo is €20, I'll take the 15. but that you use a tablespoon with this one here, and there you use 2 squirts. You have nicer suds if you like stuff like that, but also here you can actually open the bottle, as you did when you came in and took a sniff of Semper. Yeah, it's hard to beat. I say so.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I had to say on when I was trying out the Labo products was it's the product alone. Like the product does a serious job in the sense that it actually performs really well. But if you're working on products all the time and you have to work in that environment, I know it's a small thing, but the smell, even just it's the fragrance that it has.
Yes.
It just actually makes it a much nicer working environment. So
definitely,
that's what I would think. So, so then after, okay, we have Labo. These are all online. So where did the move happen to go from online to having this wonderful store then? So
obviously online was incredibly useful during all the lockdowns. I'm not denying that, but I'd say for about after Christmas last year, a lot of calls. Hey, do you have a walk-in shop? No, I'm sorry, I do click and collect, but no walk-in shop. So I was looking for, I'd say, almost a year now, that looking for a unit, not only for more space, but something where people can actually touch stuff. This one came up. I looked forever. This one came up and said, okay, we'll give it a go. Moved in here now a month ago, and has been a very positive experience so far, definitely. And I'm lucky to, I guess, know a lot of people from car clubs, enthusiasts, but also professionals that now can come and see bits and again take a sniff or two. And I'd say the main difference from now doing online compared to a walk-in shop is education. I can explain why things are like this, or asking, like if somebody is, I have a ceramic coated car, what will I need? What should I do? And there again, going back to Labocosmetica, they're the inventor of the 3 pH wash cycle. They do have pH neutral stuff as well that can be used. And in general, just giving advice on what and how, especially the how to use. What I generally do, I get a lot of questions of what's the best. I usually ask at least 2 to 3 questions before I answer any of these questions. Because what's best is, it depends. What's the best snow foam? It can be anything. But I usually ask, what have they used before? What car is it? Is it coated or not, etc. So it goes to more of a discussion than just, here, take this. Which again, in online, it's very hard to do that unless you go into chat. But that's not the same either.
So okay, so we've moved, we've gotten through Labo, and we've opened up our new shop. You've other brands here as well, so let's just go through some of the, just very quickly, of what other brands you have in stock then. So
we have Liquid Elements that do brilliant, I'd say medium budget polishers. I currently only stock their nano and the mini polishers. The bigger ones are on the way. Stjarnagloss. It's Stjarnagloss for anyone that has problems pronouncing it.
like me.
An incredible brand from the UK, where I actually promised half a year ago I will not buy anything after Brexit. But having been in very close contact with Kev, the guy that you usually see on his social media channel, the brand has been very, very successful. And I guess the main point is it's visually very appealing, which is something I do like, but very easy to use. So there's no 3 interior shampoos, 7 snow foams, and 17 tile dressing. There is a foam, there is a citrus pre-wash, a wheel cleaner, a shampoo, quick detailer, and some other bits. That's it, 1 for 1.
I think that's a huge
thing.
Very
easy to use.
I think that's a huge thing then, though, as well, is that if you have one product that does, or one brand that just does one really decent product.
Yes.
I think you can always rely on the brand to be a good. It's going to sell itself in a sense, isn't it?
Definitely. Very happy with Stjarnagloss. There are some stocking issues on the UK side, but I'm very sure we overcome that. So new delivery should come end of September at some stage.
Yeah. So then other products then you have?
SGCB, which is more the accessories like pegboard, lights. Then we have applicators, wheel brushes, etc. Especially the applicators are almost flying off the shelves. Very good quality, and again visually appealing. Not only the packaging but the products themselves. Very, very nice designed and well designed. Then we go over to Scan Grip. I do stock in the shop here. What you can see is the smaller bits. The bigger ones are somewhere else. But yeah, best lights there are out there, especially with the new SunMatch 4 that does it now stepless, so you don't need to click 70 times to get different light. It just goes through and figure out diffuser as well for it. Then next, the paint thickness gauges, 3 of them, some other SGCB. Then going over here, we have Poca Premium, incredible high quality brush holders, glove box holders, polish holder, anything, shelves, etc. Again, in my point of view, quality always prevails, and I'm very happy to stock the Poca bits. A few of the pads from different companies, mainly Mafra, which goes back to Labocosmetica, so their compounds work best with their own pads, and a few other bits down there. Liquid Elements, the smaller ones, and the Mafra brushes. And last but not least is Shinemate and Quasar, Shinemate polishers and sprayer and foamer, etc. And this is one of the areas I'm still not very happy about. It looks a bit, I'm not sure. I still have time to do bits around, but yeah, this corner here is...
In fairness to you, like you're only after opening your shop. You're only 1 month in, so I think a little bit of leeway can be given for not having your shelves correctly and dusted properly and filled properly. Like so, you have to start.
Chase to perfection, I guess it is. But yeah, we'll have some time now. And lastly, again, ADBL do also do very nice accessories like the twisters, the drill brushes. Then we have work stuff, which mainly brushes, and the incredibly successful Clean Hands applicator for tire dressing. Now, one of my favorites as well.
I know this is a fairly big question, like, but would you have a favorite out of the 12, 30 or 40 brands or whatever you have here in the shop? Would you have a favorite brand that you would actually
own? Brand?
Like if you were to go for one particular brand out of the whole lot, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, so
it's a big question.
I don't think there is a brand that offers every single product as in to be the best, whatever it is. But I'd say the Labocosmetica would be one that I would choose over most of the other brands. Yeah, the Labocosmetica brand itself would be one that I would choose. But then again, you're looking at other things like Autoform does a brilliant job for not less money, but it does a good job. Then you have ADBL, tire and rubber cleaner. There's not really anything out there that does the job as good as this one. But if I would be stuck with one brand, I think the Labocosmetica offers a variety of products that are very, very good to use, I guess.
So you're kind of like me then, because I actually said that. I don't know where I said it. I think I said it in one. I think it was one of maybe Larry's posts or something like that, and he put up a picture or something like that. And I said, if you're ever going to use one brand, if you only had the option to use one brand.
If I would have the option, I'd say I would go with the Labocosmetica, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's not my sales pitch here, but it's a very, very nice brand to work with from me as a reseller and as a distributor in Ireland, but also the whole ethos behind that matches very much how I do things. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Where's Washme going?
Oh, yeah.
Have you any sort of sneak peeks or?
So there are a couple of more brands coming. Not this year anymore, but there are a couple of more brands coming. The next thing is I'll be heading to Frankfurt in 2 weeks to Automechanica, I think it's called in English. But yeah, that's a big meet of all the big players, which I'm not, but I'm going as a visitor. But I'm also going to meet the Labocosmetica team. And in October, I will be in Italy for a few days to get training to become the trainer in Ireland, which will be then the focus for next year. Definitely, I'm looking very much forward to that. But yeah, has been obviously with travel over the past 2 years has been a challenge. Having appointments booked with Labocosmetica, then they had lockdown, we had lockdown, etc. So it's finally happening now, going to Italy to meet the rest of the team and obviously get them trained to be the trainer. Yeah. Not just applying the product, but yeah, a bit more in depth. Yeah. Than what I did already in the Netherlands in April.
And have you any? I know it's a big question, but have you got any spoilers you can share with us, or is there anything like massively exciting that we can look forward to coming out?
So
maybe you mightn't be able to share them now. I don't know, but
I can share names, and the main reason is it's not settled yet. But what I can say is that whatever brand or whatever products I'm going to stock, it will be either on the same level of the products that are stock already, or even above. I am very lucky to have a customer base that appreciates quality, and I think I owe it not only to them but to myself as well to keep up with the quality products that are stock. So keep an eye out on our social media channels, I'd say. Yeah.
So there you go, that is Washme.ie. I hope you enjoyed the video. Firstly, I want to say, sorry but the footage is a little bit shaky, but unfortunately, fortunately, Pascal the shop is open, so there was customers coming in and out. So we had limited time to record, and then unfortunately I had to rush off then as well. So we tried to get as much as we could in the short amount of time possible. So unfortunately I didn't have my settings right in the camera, and it was just ended up being a little bit shaky, but you get the gist of the idea anyway, hopefully. So did you like this type of video? Did you like finding out about Washme.ie, his story behind the brand? If you did, let me know in the comments, hit the like button, and let us know by subscribing to the channel, and hopefully we can do some more of this content in the future. Okay, thanks for watching, bye bye.